Okay guys, welcome back. This is an emergency video. Basically, I'm doing for some of my guys on the WhatsApp groups. There's a bit of a request, so I thought, you know what, I'm on the charts, I might as well do it. And yes guys, look, I'm uploading the trading view. I found the video and I'm already uploading that big video that I'm waiting for. So far it's up 13%. So it's saying 16 minutes, but I don't know how long it's going to take. So let's have a look at that. I'm still observing that. So let's go into some prices today, right? So we want to talk about prices, have a look and see what's going on. Obviously, I'm going to open up one of my old charts for this. Give me a second. Right, let's open up my old chart and just kind of show you what I've already got. So as you can see on the drawing, I've already got, and I didn't mention this, right? So if we do break below this trend line, and this is a long way away, by the way, so I just want to quickly just show you what I'm seeing here, right? So you can understand. So for BTC and everything, right? Let's talk about it. And I also mentioned COTI, by the way. I know Alim has recently asked for COTI, so I'm going to talk about COTI, and I've got another request, and I'm also going to mention that as well. So this is all coming right now. So this I just received about a few minutes ago. So we're going to talk about that now. Looking at the 20-day moving average, as you can see, right, we're on the daily, we can see the 20-day moving average. We touched that and we perfectly respected that 20-day moving average, which is very bullish, right? Okay, so that's a good thing. Now, worst case scenario, we might come and touch this trend line, which is absolutely fine. And if we do touch the trend line, then we're looking at, you know, the 54,000, as you can see, it's already there. And, you know, these lines are drawn from weeks ago. Well, no, sorry, this one's drawn from 1 week ago. But the point is if you look carefully at any of my old videos, you'll notice that I barely change my charts. I always leave my charts the same, right? So just from looking at this, I mean, if we just decided to just put a kind of a just have a look and say, okay, short term, where are we right now? We're not going to go and do the major term. So I'm not looking at the mega trend line, right? I'm just looking at this. You can see that this is the reason why I've been warning everybody as well. It's like, guys, we're in a critical zone, right? We've gone below this particular area. And remember, I always say, you know, you got to be very careful when we go to these levels with a 0.5 Fibonacci level, right? Going down. So, you know, when this happens, and also remember one other thing, when I'm doing the Fibonacci lines, right, I'm doing the extension level, not doing the retracement levels. Okay, retracement levels only help if you want to short the market. So we're not shorting the market, we're in the bull market, we want to try the bull trends, right? That's all we're focusing on. So for that, you can see we've dropped slightly below this 58,000 line that we had. And that's a bit of a problem. We need to go above that again on the daily. So in order for us to see how the battle's going, obviously tonight we're going to confirm whatever we need to confirm, right? So tonight, if we can come back above this line in the next few hours, and how many hours have we got left? What's the time right now? Let me have a look. So it's almost 8 o'clock now. It's 7:51. So we've got about 4 hours left until this day closes. Now, the problem I'm seeing, right, and I'll tell you what the problem is, right? So let's take you back into this, and also I'm going to take the Fibonacci off because it just kind of confuses everybody. Let's just show you what I'm seeing on the charts, right? So if you look here, this is obviously our high market top, and then we had a low, and then we had a lower low, and that's bad, right? Then we had a high, then we had a higher high, so it's higher than this high, which is good, but it's not higher than this high for us to go back into the trend. Then we came into this point, so now we're in a location. So I'm just kind of trying to narrate a story here, right? And you can see the chart is giving you a story and saying, well, here you came to this level, here we didn't want to. So we were undecided over this 2-day period. We were undecided. You know, then the bulls came and said, okay, do you know what? We're going to go and try and see what we can do. And also, in order to show you more data on this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to activate the volume. All right, just so you can see the whole story, right? Because the story is very fascinating. When you look at this and you start telling yourself a story, it's brilliant, right? So you look at the volume candles, right? The volume wasn't that high. Theoretically, look at it. The volume wasn't that high. The volume here wasn't that high either, but this volume was higher than this volume. You know, so this is where some decisions are being made. It's like, okay, no, guys, we don't want to do this. And, you know, we can go on and do this kind of a story narration, but it's quite funny. So this is what we're looking at when we're looking at these kind of a data. So, you know, bears say, no, we need it down, and the bulls say, no, we want to bring it back up. There's no volume though. But this candle, however, does look very fascinating. It looks like a very, very good candle, right? Where the bulls have, but ultimately, you know, the bears are still overpowering it. So we still have 4 hours left. Let's see what happens in 4 hours. If this candle turns green, beautiful for us, right? Then that means Monday is going to be a beautiful day. So that's what I want to show you. So here, I mean, we can go as low as 54 currently. As you can see, everything is pointing towards that 54 zone. But you know, anything could happen. Also, remember the news I told you where regarding the options liquidation and everything as well, and also previous videos I've also mentioned the what do you call this, the 24-day, sorry, not 24-day, the 22nd of March. So I'll also have a look at that. Remember, the 22nd of March is a date that I've set a long time ago where we could be seeing a nice little reversal. So I'm just going to leave that there. And overall, another thing I want to quickly show you as well. So, you know, listen, I can make this very subjective, right? I can make this very subjective. So if I just stretch this a little bit, right, or whatever I want to do, but it doesn't matter. Listen, I'm just going to leave it in auto. How about this, right? We're not doing anything. We're going to let the chart do it for us, right? So if we're here and we take this drawing tool and we put it down here, and put it down here, we bounce up here, guys, you can see clearly what we are right now. I'm going to just change the just bring it down just to kind of show you what I'm seeing, right? So you tell me, what do you see here on within this trend line, right? So we're in the trend line. What do you see here? You know, so sadly a rising wedge, right, when it kind of comes into the point where it meets, right? So if this line continues, right, so if this line continues and comes down here, it gets more narrow. If it does, unfortunately, they do have more chances of breaking down than breaking up, right? So this is why I haven't drawn a upside bullish candle here, because the fact is that, you know, this is not a bullish scenario here. This is a bearish scenario. But just in case we did reverse the trend next week, we will break up, right? But how far, when, we don't know. So let's wait for that one. Right now we have we have COTI. So let's go and find some COTI. So we're going to get rid of all of this. Let's go remember COTI. So we just want COTI. Let's find COTI and let's do COTI USDT again. I don't know which exchange I'm doing it. I think it was Binance. Binance, yeah, let's go Binance, right? So let's look at this. Let's find a point for us and to see, right, where we could be. So this is where COTI was. And this is where it is. And again, it's telling us a story, right? So the whole thing is beautiful how charts will tell you a story, right? So here you can see 3 days in a row, right? Where it's constantly hit that particular line 3 days in a row, right? Constantly tried, and constantly, you know, there's a battle going on. This is the resistance line, right? And it's come back here and it's knocked up on that line again. Remember, as I say, every time this happens, when we, you know, going in a particular direction and we're going to knock on that door, of course, at any point we will break up, right? So, you know, COTI is something I'm not in. This is the one Ali asked for. So COTI is something I'm not personally interested in. I know it's hyped up a lot. And I feel that a lot of the guys who are hyping it, they're just probably early bag holders or something like this. Because if you got to look at some extra data on it and you'll understand what I'm talking about, right? So if I just go to COTI and go to auto and bring some history on it, right? It's okay, it's not that bad. But if you look at the dates, right, you know, so COTI is doing all right. I mean, the longer term, it looks okay, actually. It's not that bad. But this is the problem. It's a very fresh coin, right? So looking at it, you know, I'm like, okay, it's not bad. I know it's hyped up a lot. I know there's a lot of good stuff going for it. There's a lot of information, but I haven't seen major news. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking for major announcements, right? I'm looking for announcements from COTI themselves, right? Not from some fancy YouTuber or some, you know, some guy basically just trying to promote because he's just a bag holder. So I need to see a lot more significant stuff coming from COTI themselves for me to say anything on this. Now, let's quickly go into Ethereum because brother asked for Ethereum, right? So on Ethereum, he mentioned something about DaVinci J15, one of my favorite guys. And just by looking at this, now I know I didn't give you the price, right? Just by looking at this, right? So what you have to understand is it depends totally where the data is being picked up, right? So here, we're picking up the data around here. So let's pick up the data from here and say we're going down here, right? You can see that, you know, this is what the Fibonacci levels are telling us, that we are currently in this particular zone area. And if we do drop, right, so I'm not sure what he said, but what the DaVinci J15 said, right? So I'm going to mix this up a little bit because I think I'm sure he will usually show you 4 hourly. The reason he's going to show you a 4 hourly is because obviously he's talking about a trade signal. He's not talking about the scenarios where, you know, we're going to be having something completed. So just for that, if I put a line here, we can see that our top side, we're looking at an 1864. However, if we do break down, right, the only other place we do have some good support is around, funnily, well, actually, it's already there. This is quite funny. So the 1700 is actually similar. So it's not even 17, it's actually down here. And as you can see, we did peak. let me just hold on, let's get rid of that. Let me put a horizontal array on it, so it just makes it more easier for everyone to see. So if I just put this there, we've got a lot of action around this particular area, right? And it goes all the way back to this particular level as well. As you can see, there's a lot of action going on here. So just by looking at this, you're looking at 1738. So yeah, we might just, you know, we could do that, but look at it. I mean, it just looks good, right? It's just kind of in this particular zone. It hasn't broken that zone. And this is, if you remember from my previous videos, this 1800, right? You know, this particular, so where is it? Let me quickly find that zone. Actually, no, I didn't have that zone. So this was just a Fibonacci zone, right? So we're just looking at the Fibonacci zone right now. But just looking at it, you can see it's just, you know, within this one pattern, right? This is a longer time pattern, and this is what it's holding on. So ultimately could definitely, you know, Ethereum could do whatever, but price wise, yes, it could go as low. Currently looking at this on a 4 hourly, looking at as low as 1709. And I'm not going to argue with him. Of course, he's a much more senior member in the community and he does know his stuff. So definitely, you know, I would take some of his word for granted and see what goes. But also remember, he's talking about trade signals. He doesn't actually talk about buyers and holders, right? That's a different story. And then, as you can see, the worst case scenario, if we did kind of crash down, there's actually a lot of data here. This is quite funny. So let's have a look at this, right? So just by looking at this short term, wow. Okay, so looking at the short term, I mean, we can easily come down to any one of these, even 1600 actually. So if you look at, I mean, the best level, so this is funny, right? This is, listen to this. I've just seen this on the day and you can see it yourself as well when I put this there. Look at this. Support resistance, support resistance. Look at this area, the traffic here, 1575. So if it does crash down, 1575. Now let's do one other thing as well. Let's take this area here, right? And say, okay, this is the point that we've got, right? And let's measure it and say, okay, if we did drop, so say for example, this is the wick that we're counting, and we bring this and we put it down here from where we break down, right? If we did break down from this area here, okay, it doesn't matter where you put it. Actually, you can put it here, you can put it there, but the point is pretty much indicating that if we did have this issue, then it actually goes even lower. So if we break this, it can go even lower. And quite funny, right? Just by doing this here. And guys, I can see your message, you know, I can see it, but I'm making the video right now, so please calm down. So the worst thing that we can have is about 1459, right? So, you know, look, nothing is off the books, right? Nothing is off the table. Everything is valid, right? So, you know, because of the current market situation where we are, right, especially with this pi cycle thingy, and you know, everyone assuming that Bitcoin's just come and hit the top. And also, if you looked at the previous video, in fact, I'm going to publish this before the other one. You'll notice that basically what we're looking at, right, you know, this is similar to a 2000, looks very similar. I mean, I'm not going to say similar, nothing is exact, right? It rhymes. So it does look like it's following the pattern of 2013, right? Where we had one peak, but we didn't really top out. And then we had a little bit of a consolidation for a few months. I think it was 6-7 months in total. And then we finally, eventually went to, we finally went to the thing. So let me just see BNC, hold on, BLX. Yeah, let me just quickly just go back there and just show you again. So, you know, where we've had our, you know, we've had our little top in 2013, as you can see, right? So here, just here, we had that and we thought that was our top, but that wasn't. This was, as you can see, it kind of marked that price range and then it topped out here, right? So this is what I want you to understand. This was a fake out, right? This, well, not a fake out, but it was definitely a run. So we definitely had a big run and then we had a nice little consolidation and then we came back again, right? And when you look at this on a bigger picture, and this gets crazy, right? So I want to show you this, right? Watch this. All right, so we had our run from here. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, good run, 6 months. Then we had 1, 2, 3, right, months of downwards. And then we went 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And that was it. This is the one we topped. So I think this is a similar kind of a scenario playing in this particular zone here, because we haven't come to those. Remember, I told you about the logarithmic chart on the other video as well. Or if you haven't seen it already, then watch that other video. I'll try and link it here on my cryptocurrency thing and you'll see it. But this is what it is. So, you know, Bitcoin, we know that currently we've got these marks. We've got the 54 as our major support. right? And then we've got the 58, which has been broken, so there's no point talking about 58. Now we've got to try and see if we can go above that and hopefully confirm that particular zone. So as you can see, the line broke, and this is a lot of, you got to also, whenever you look at charts, also always look at traffic on the left, right? So just by looking at this, you got to go to the left and see the traffic. So as you can see, there's a lot of traffic around this area, and funnily, exactly in this traffic zone, it broke down, and right now it's trying to fight around this area as well. So this is what you do, or you always look left and just have a look and see where where the traffic is. All right, so let's have a go back at Ethereum again. I know I'm just repeating myself a little bit, but I just want you guys to understand, right? So it's all about traffic, right? So if we're on the daily and we're looking at the traffic, right, we just find the heaviest point of traffic and we say, right, this is where all of the joke is going on, right? All the battle's going on. So around this particular area, and if I put another one on the bottom side and say, right, let's have a look at this area right here. Look at that beautiful traffic area here. So if you look at, this is traffic. Wicks, just ignore. Obviously these are the points where it tried to, but it didn't close. Only time it closes, it will be a body, right? Remember that. But as you can see, these are traffic zones, and it's within the traffic zone. So ultimately, everything is looking good. And as you can see, if we do go low, even this is saying that 1400, and what was the other one? I just lost the chart, but it doesn't matter. The point is ultimately everything's coming back to this one blue line here. And remember, the blue line, if you look at carefully, the blue line is the 100-day. So we might come back down and reset to the 100-day moving average for Ethereum, also for Bitcoin as well. Funnily, if I activate that, do I have it? Yes, I do. So if I activate that, you can see it's the same story here. Worst case scenario, we could come down. Sorry, I'm looking at the monthly. Give me a second. It's going to daily. So yeah, so you see the worst, when the 20-day worst case scenario could come down to the 100, and ultimately look, it's all there. The boxes are there. These whole thing, information on my channel, I haven't changed it, and I probably won't ever change it. In fact, this box will never go. It will still stay there unless I change my account or delete the account or make a new account. This box will never go. This chart will always stay there, right? This is what I want you to understand. This chart, you can come here, and as long as I'm on YouTube, as long as this account is not blocked, as long as someone hasn't hacked my TradingView account, which I don't know why they would, but the point is, this chart will never change. These numbers, these lines will never change. They're always going to be there, right? They're always going to be there. And my highlight of this particular price, it's always going to be there, right? So that's what I want you to understand, that you can track this through history. They're not going to change, but just keep an eye on these things, nothing more. We are still actually very bullish. That's all I wanted to say. I know this video has become longer than it's supposed to, but anyway, just so you know. Also another one as well. Shout out to Kuram, who just asked me a question. He's got a little bit of money together and he wants to buy something. Kuram, I'll be honest with you, bro. If you're ever going to ask me what to buy, and I said to you, I'm going to say it in the video. I'm not going to say it right now, so I didn't answer back to you, but I said I will say it in the video, so you do understand. Kuram, anytime you got any money and you're talking to me, I always mention this. If you watched any of my videos, I'm a Bitcoin maximalist, right? What I will always say, right, is if you get the opportunity, never buy in one go though, but always in little increments. If Bitcoin is going down, then in little increments, buy a little bit, right? Buy a little bit, because ultimately Bitcoin is going to be the best asset you're ever going to invest in. Yes, you have to be prepared to wait for 5 years, but bro, 5 years is so rewarding. I can't express it with words. You can only see that for yourself when you do it. So this is what I'm going to say. So, avoid the hypes and avoid the pump and dump coins, avoid all of them. And also on the video, the other video, I've shown how to find nice little good solid currency, good solid coins that are stable, have a future, right? And then the ones that have no future at all, I've shown you all of those things. So just have a look at that, use that as a guide. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, I can't advise you, but if you are going to ask me, bro, where am I going to put my money, I'm always going to say, and I'm just going to stick to that all the time, is Bitcoin, bro. Just always scale yourself into Bitcoin as much as you can, especially during a dip. Instead of buying it all in one go, just buy increments, little increments of it, and carry on, because that one's never going to fade you, and that's a good solid investment for the next 5 years. And also, if we do have the scenario of the 2013, then you can see we will have this, right? We might get this particular pattern forming, and then we're going to climb. If we're looking at the pattern, bro, I'm only going to suggest Bitcoin. That's the only safest investment out there, in my opinion. Yes, the risk is high, but the rewards are higher. That's the whole thing. everything else is very risky, because you know, Bitcoin shifting 5%, everything just shifts like 10%, right? It's just it's pathetic, you know. Just looking at the coin market cap, for example, you know, Bitcoin goes down to 2.94%, and look, everybody else just goes massively down, right? So this is the thing, they impacted too much, because a lot of people just kind of recycling the money. I always talk about recycling the money, so that's what you're going to understand. I hope this one helps, and guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, share, and we'll catch you on another one. And also, leave your comments below if you want me to talk about any other coins, because anything that is mentioned to me, I'm happily going to make a video and talk about it. And also, sometimes I might just pop one of these emergency videos out for everybody. So thank you very much. I'll see you on another one. Take care. Bye bye.